But anyway, so now down to the Vikings and Broncos, the Sunday night game. This one's tough, Ben.
I love it. I told you.
I
Let the man cook.
There's a lot of things that kind of came to me as I was. I actually didn't even watch the game. I was. It was.
I absolutely hate the Broncos too.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I hate the Broncos. I don't hate anybody. But.
Sean Payton for me is. I mean, and now it came out. I believe it got called out that Kareem Jackson was suspended again for some illegal hits on Dobbs, and so
Dobbs.
He actually, and so when I watched the game, Dobbs wasn't the reason that they lost, but he also clearly wasn't the reason that they won. Like you have multiple turnovers. Number one, yes, he fumbled the ball and threw a pick. I'll admit that that's not great, but he was also the reason that they were in that game and they were leading at a certain point. But your defense at the end, like Alexander Madison turfs the ball twice in your own territory, which, I mean, I know the Broncos are, like, they're not completely inept on offense, but even the Broncos are going to make plays on offense to be able to score. But your defense lets up a game-winning touchdown, and Alexander Madison fumbles the ball twice. And Dobbs, I understand that, had a couple of turnovers too. Anytime you turn the ball over 3 times, you're not going to win the game.
I just don't understand how the Broncos can get teams to play bad.
Yeah. I don't understand it either. It's the Sean Payton curse right now. I really don't understand it. But this is just one of those games where
Sutton is the real deal.
Yeah, Sutton. I mean, if you don't have him on fantasy now, I don't know what you're doing because he catches a touchdown like every week at this point.
He's starting to click with Wilson, and I think that's what you're missing last year. He wasn't making these plays last year.
No,
and so Sutton's definitely a good ad.
And can I add something here? I feel like, okay, Alexander Madison, don't get me wrong. I know I've talked about this before, Ben.
The run game's not.
But, like, you run for over what? I'm not great at math. So, over 170 yards on the ground, including a touchdown by Josh Dobbs. Ty Chandler needs the football. Here's why, Ben. Because Alexander Madison, 18 carries, 81 yards. Respectable day. Not bad. Ty Chandler, 10 carries for 73 yards. He had almost 10 carries less than Alexander Madison, almost outgained him.
Yeah, but a lot of those were when they were in like a cover 3.
Well, actually, it was in that. It was actually in that fake punt. That
was part of it too.
So I understand that, but if you just watch him in the open field and watch him make plays, he's a better cutter. He's as good of a pass blocker, and he's a better pass catcher.
Yeah, but that's
Alexander
the whole
Madison.
thing. That's not how the Vikings are set up to run. Vikings are still set up like AP, like slam the ball in their face.
Well, I think it needs to change. Ty Chandler needs to start immediately. Stop giving stop being in the I, not in the I formation, but a single back formation and handing it off to Alexander Madison and waiting for him to make a play. I want to see Ty Chandler out in space. I want to get this guy some screens, something, because Alexander Madison right now, you've turfed the ball 3 times this year. All 3 of them are lost. There's been multiple plays where you can see an entire hole the size of New Jersey opens up and he goes the other direction. It's so frustrating watching. He's a talented guy. Once he gets to the second level, he is tough.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Is Dobbs your guy?
I don't have a problem with Dobbs.
Is Dobbs your future? Like next year, is Dobbs your guy?
I'm not ready to hitch my wagon to him yet. Because a couple of different reasons. Number one, with Kirk Cousins coming back from the Achilles injury and all that, I hope a speedy recovery. But I mean, so is Aaron Rodgers, and people are still ready to go with him. So
yeah, but there's a big difference between Aaron Rodgers and.
I mean, over the last couple of years, Kirk Cousins has been the better quarterback.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but no, you're right. I think definitely in terms of career, like Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins are never going to be in the same conversation. But what I think is as far as Dobbs goes, I feel like even if Dobbs is a no-go, Kirk is a no-go, I feel like you still have to see how he plays this coming Monday night against Chicago, because this is a must-win game before you go into the bye. It is the fact that you are going against a divisional opponent. You are 6-5 right now, and when you go into the bye, you've got 5 critical games: 2 against the Lions, 1 against the Packers. Even though you sit in clear control of your own destiny, the Vikings need to take care of business on Monday night against the Chicago Bears. This is such a big game. But as far as Dobbs goes, I'm not ready to hitch my wagon to him yet. I think we see some really good things, and I think that the Vikings, he brings something to this Vikings offense that we've missed so much, in that we want a running quarterback. And he just, quite honestly, that's just an element we've missed since Dante Culpepper or, some of these other guys. But it's like, he does make your defense honest or makes opposing defenses honest. But I'm not ready to hitch the wagon to him yet.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. He looks like the Avatar.
He does.
So
Hey, he's the Pastronaut. He's not bad. We've seen worse. We've seen worse. But right now I just felt like even he turfed the ball on Sunday night, excuse me, and then also there were some throws that I know he only threw one pick, Ben, but he probably should have thrown four. Yeah. I was just like, nah, this is.
It was sloppy football all the way around, and like I said, I don't know if it's the Broncos defense. I don't know if I don't know how to gauge teams that play the Broncos, because it just seems like every once in a while or lately the teams are playing down to the Broncos. Yeah. So is it the defense is being so good and the offense is being stagnant, or is it some weird thing in the water in Denver?
Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, and that's in the NFL, you can't ever play down to your competition. You've always got to. And so, no, I think as far as Dobbs goes, we'll have to see what happens on Monday night, but I'm not ready to go out there and say anything just yet. But as far as the Broncos go, honestly, I mean, the 1-5 straight, not a lot that you can really, 4 straight, I believe.
They're not in the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs necessarily, but they're playing well right now.
All they're doing, though, is ruining their draft stock.
Well, that's honestly, I mean, their defense is finally picking things up, and this offense is gelling.
Can we move on from Jerry Jeudy? Jerry Jeudy is not good.
Yeah, I want to see more from Jerry Jeudy. I can agree with that. But overall, like Marvin Mims, I would like to see him incorporated more into this offense.
Did you see the video of him? He's signing the. He's like, you should score a touchdown today. He goes, man, my quarterback won't throw me the ball.
I didn't see that. Dude, Marvin Mims.
I laughed so hard.
Dude, he was a stud at Oklahoma. He needs to get the ball a lot more. But no, Cortland Sutton is that guy. As far as the Broncos go, this defense is finally playing in a position where it's like, it's not bad. Like we've seen the Broncos kind of somewhat together. Don't know if the Broncos are necessarily a playoff team, but hey, you got to be able to give them credit. They have played well as of late. That's for sure.
They've played good enough where Sean Payton's going to get another year.
Yeah.